We are going to speak love to you as we know you to be in a language that you can hear from where you are. We're going to give it to you in a way that you can hear it. You are on your path. You always have been, and you always will be. You cannot get off your path. You've never been off, and you never will be off. Your recognition of your path comes and goes. Sometimes you are clearer than others. It's all good. When you step on your path, turned away from who you really are, your guidance system shows you and you feel it. You're really good at that. That's your path. Recognizing your guidance is on your path. Knowing what you don't want is on your path. Knowing what you do want is on your path. It's all good. As you sift through all of that, you launch rockets for all of us. That's on your path. The evolution of you is the evolution of us. That's on our path. There's appreciation from us for you about that you do. Every time you know what you don't want and know more clearly what you do want, we all know more clearly. And that which is you and that which is us evolves just a little more. There are not words to describe the value of that you are doing for all of us. We know it. We feel it. We take the expansion. We appreciate it. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. When you do, you feel good. When you don't feel so good. It's all right when you don't feel good, because when you don't feel good, your guidance is working and you're on your path. Your guidance is working and you're on your path. Can't get off your path because you'll never again not know how you feel. But you can make better feeling choices. We always do. Because we always make really good feeling choices. We always feel good. When you don't feel good, you're making different choices. That's all right. It's all good. It's all part of the path. Because when you know what you don't want, you know more clearly what you do want. And when you know more clearly what you do want, a part of you becomes that. And that is so good. It's the evolution of all that we are. It's the evolution of all that we are. And so, because of you, we are expanding into new places. And because of you, we are discovering more fully who we all are. And because of our consistent ability to always choose the path of least resistance, we take the path that you are carving out immediately, instantaneously, and we hold the vibrational frequency of it for you. You have a choice. You can take it or not. Either way, it's good. If you take it, you feel good right now. If you take it later, you feel good later. But in either case, you can't get off your path. You can't get off your path. You are fulfilling your reason for being. You came into this time-space reality intentionally, deliberately wanting to sift through variety, knowing that it would focus you into greater awareness of what you want. And we knew that when you did that we could hold clearly to the concepts and the frequencies of that new evolution that you discovered. And we knew that as we held that vibrational patterning consistently, that you would be able to find it if you want to. We knew that if you were willing to care enough about the way you felt, that our knowing who you are would eventually lead you into a fulfillment of knowing who you are. So that the expansion that you've carved out for all of us could be the experience of deliciousness for you like it is for us. And there is no greater definition of the word love. But we're not talking about our love for you. We're talking about your love for us. You said, I'll go and I'll sort and I'll sift and I'll launch. And we said, we'll take your love. We'll take what you will carve out for us. We'll take that expansion and we will hold it vibrationally in a frequency and in a patterning, and we will offer it to you, and your guidance system will let you find the trail to it. And if you are selfish enough to care about how you feel, you will return your love to yourself. You will return that love to self. You will fulfill, you will complete the cycle of discovery and expansion and unfolding and coming together and discovering a new platform from which to launch more. You are an eternal being, as are we. And our eternalness and your eternalness are forever intertwined one with another. There could not be greater reason to find vibrational alignment than to understand that you are an extension of that which we are, and you cause the expansion of all that we all are, you see. This is a sort of eternal cosmic love fest that is going on. What is the purpose of it? Is it for the purpose of expansion? It really is not, because that is inevitable. Is it for the purpose of patterned growth? It really is not, because that is inevitable. Is it for the purpose of freedom? It really is not, because that is everywhere and always inevitable. So what is the reason for all of this beingness? Why do we exist? Why did we exist before you came? And why do you exist in your current form? And why does the relationship between who you are in human form and your inner being, why does any of that matter? What is it all about? It is for the joy of expansion. It is for the joyous experience of now. It is for the ability to, in this now, translate the experience that you're having and translate that vibration into a meaningful, vibrational, emotional experience that feels good to you when you feel it. It isn't about conditions, it's about vibrational frequency. It is not only about vibrational frequency that's translated into emotion, it's about vibrational frequency that's translated into thought. You are thinking mechanisms. You are consciousness. You are eternal consciousness here because you want the experience of that consciousness being translated into something that is tangible, into something that is more than just vibrational, into something that is perceivable. In other words, it isn't enough for the trees in the forest to fall. Someone must be there to hear them. It isn't enough for the beauty of this planet to exist vibrationally. Someone must be here to translate it through the vision of your eyes. You want to hear it and smell it and see it and taste it and touch it. You are it, but you want to translate it into that is more tangible, that is more meaty, that is more feelable, that is more knowable, that is more personable, that is more experienceable. You are the creator of your experience, but you are the creator of so much more than just your experience. You are the creator of a vibrational frequency that sets forth into motion a pattern or a probability that more can follow if they get into the vibrational vicinity of it. There is no greater value that you could be to anyone than the value that you are to us. And there's no greater value that we could be to anyone than the value that we are to you, that we are undeniably and constantly focused upon you in the perfection that we know is you. And when you get crossways of that, you don't feel so good. So come on back to how we feel about you. So come on back to how we feel about you. This is a really good day to acknowledge the perfection that is you. We don't expect any of you to jump right over there. We've been offering a lot of words, and you felt resonance with a lot of them in a lot of ways that you've not felt resonance before. And we know, in many regards, it is really boring to hear someone talking about vibration, 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 blah, 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 blah. We want to talk about your cars, and we want to talk about your lovers, and we want to talk about your orgasms, and we want to talk about your fortunes. We want to talk about your good food, and we want to talk about your good feelings, and we want to talk about the great ideas that come to you. We want to talk about the meaningful things that you translate this life experience into, because it's all about that, you see. We're not trying to get you to just get back into vibrational patterns where you're just feeling the vibration of things. We want those vibrations to turn into full-blown manifestations. We want there to be unlimited feeling within you about what you can be and do and have. We want you to know and trust your ability to create everything that you want. And we want you to demonstrate it through the power of your example to others, you see. But most of all, we just want you to feel happy for a minute now. Just happy for a minute now. Because everything else is about that, you see. Just make those choices. You have a choice. You can take it or not. Either way, it's good. If you take it, you feel good right now. If you take it later, you feel good later. But in either case, you can't get off your path. Can't get off your path because you'll never again not know how you feel. But you can make better feeling choices. You are an eternal being, as are we. And our eternalness and your eternalness are forever intertwined one with another. This is a sort of eternal cosmic love fest that is going on. There is no greater value that you could be to anyone than the value that you are to us. And there's no greater value that we could be to anyone than the value that we are to you. That we are undeniably and constantly focused upon you in the perfection that we know is you. And when you get crossways of that, you don't feel so good. So come on back to how we feel about you. So come on back to how we feel about you.
A dear friend of mine asked if I could ask you this question, and that is, what realm do you come from? And he's listed a few of them here.
None that he would know.
Should I?
Or be satisfied with.
He's had astral, archangel, angel, spirits of form.
Whatever he considers to be the best one.
He does have supreme being here.
It's fair for him to ask those questions because what he's wanting to do is put us in the context of what he understands. Yeah. And man has been doing that with that which is non-physical from the beginning of your physicalness. In other words, you cannot see other than through the eyes that you have, through the perspective that you have. So you have to find some way of making sense of it. That's what Esther is doing all day, every day, as she allows us to flow through. We're not whispering words that she's repeating. We're offering our knowing, which she is receiving vibrationally, and then she's looking for the physical word equivalent. And so there are many physical beings that want us to describe where we come from because you are currently focused in a time-space reality. But that implies that we also, from our non-physical perspective, are focused in a time-space reality. And we are not. We are in a timeless, spaceless reality. And so we could conjure something, we could make something up for the purpose of making him feel better, but there is no point in it because it causes the continuation of the distortion of trying to get energy to be from some place, you see. Yeah. It is only human that tries to put the hierarchy of all that has been lived, both physically and non-physically. We are an energy that is expanding consciously and constantly because of the willingness of physical experience and its contribution to the never-ending want or desire. We are the expanded version of who each of you are, and we are the pure essence of that expanded version. We hold not any of the concerns that you hold, but we have benefited from the concerns that you have lived. We are not stumped by your questions, but we ride on the stream of your answers. We are not bothered by your problems because your problems have inspired the expansion or solution. We are as broad or as deep as the question that you ask, because law of attraction will not match you up with the part of us that is different than the part of you. We can only be as wise as your wisdom, as loving as your love, and as smart as your brilliance. We cannot be more than you allow us to be.